Hello and welcome to NONI, Yanga's flagship talk show, where we discuss the topics that you or viewers at home are talking about just a little bit louder. I'm Amina Taylor, and today I'll be asking my guests if they agree that beauty is a superpower and those who possess it need to use it responsibly. So just who are my beautiful panelists? Well, joining me today are makeup artist and entrepreneur Funke Abdulaziz, the artist Jay Lively, and the gorgeous presenter Monique Pink. Ladies, welcome. I'm in some esteemed company today. Good to have you all with us. Now, it's long been said that men lose it around beautiful women, and the science seems to bear this out. In a study aimed at determining the role testosterone plays in physical risk-taking, researchers had young men try to pull off both easy and difficult skateboarding tricks. First for another gentleman, and then in the presence of a young, attractive female. And what do you know? The young men had higher testosterone levels and took greater risk when good-looking women were watching. Now, a quick sample of their saliva, revealed their testosterone and cortisol levels were off the scale. Basically, beautiful women flooded the men's brains with chemicals that made them elevate the idea of impressing a potential mate over their personal safety. Now confronted with the power of beauty, they change their rational behavior, and this, researchers say, sheds light on why men partake in everything from bar brawls to reckless driving. So, as beautiful women, do we need to be aware of this superpower our looks give us over the guys and temper our behavior accordingly? Or is it just another example of victim blaming women for men's lack of self-control? Ladies, are we feeling particularly full of superpower today? I was reading part of that going, oh, so when they say as beautiful women, how many disses am I going to get on my Twitter for this one? But you're the makeup aficionado, you are the expert in this field. Mm-hmm. When we try and make ourselves more attractive, who are we doing that for?
We're doing it for ourselves.
Apparently we render the men stupid when we...
Seriously, it's just for ourselves, to boost our own self-esteem and insecurity. Because even apart from makeup, I think it could be your hair you love most about yourself, it could be your nails, it could be your outfit. So you taking care of yourself, I believe it's like how you feel about yourself, not about how some other people see you. So if I feel good about myself, if I apply makeup and I feel good about it, yeah, I'm doing it for myself to feel good about myself. So I think makeup is basically to feel good about ourselves. No.
So I like the politically correct answer Funke's just given me. But when you go out to slay, Jay, who do you know that's going to affect?
Well, I think.
Who do you know is going to quiver as you walk back?
Before I answer that question, I think beauty is about perception, and beauty in its entirety is it's made up from many different components, and it could be down to what you're wearing, your nails, your shoes, your hair, as she said, and your makeup. And I know personally that if I wear a dress that's a bit more revealing than another dress I have in my closet, it's going to attract the attention of.
And you're thinking, guys. But am I more beautiful today than yesterday? But suddenly the looks are a little bit more.
I think, do you know what? I think it's unfortunate because there are certain women who are a little bit more impressionable than others, and they feel a lot of pressure to change the way that they may feel more comfortable dressing. Because I like to, on a normal day, you'll see me in a t-shirt and leggings. Do you know what I mean? But I know that if I'm going to a certain place, I'll suss out the sort of environment I'm going to. Not for the gaze of men, because that's not who I am, but I have seen it happen. I've seen, my friends, if we're getting ready in a group, if, we're speaking about who could possibly be there, who's going to be going to the same event as us, they're going to change their outfit according to where we're going. And that's just how it is.
You're a pretty lady. Do you use your power well?
I didn't know. Well, I don't think I've got a power.
Oh, like come on!
We stop it! Not powerful. Stop it now!
No, go on. Stop. No, go on.
No, keep going. No. No, but honestly, on a good day, to be honest, I'm like you. I'm not like this all the time.
No.
I usually say during the weekday, I'm, no makeup, glasses on. I don't go to work like that. On a weekend, I may turn into a MILF, sorry. But, then I'll look a bit more beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do it for myself as well. I do find that I get more attention when I'm looking a certain way. And I'm not gonna lie, it does make you feel good.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Just something to make you feel good about yourself.
Definitely.
So if I'm going for an event, I need to look good because I want to feel good about myself.
You want
I'm representing myself.
to almost feel from here, because sometimes they say fake it to make it, right?
Yeah.
So if you're feeling a little bit crap in the morning, you're like, you know what, I need to do X, Y, and Z to then project that.
Yeah. The problem is not even you applying the makeup. It could be your natural glowing skin. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not by you applying something. It could be your skincare. If you have a very good skin, if you're proud of it, you can go anywhere and still feel good about yourself. So it's not about you applying things on your face. It's whatever you can do within yourself that makes you feel good and make you comfortable as well.
So now that we know that even to a small extent, we're a little bit aware of the power that an attractive woman would have, we're also aware of the fact that men respond to that power for better or for worse. Funke, don't pretend you don't know when you bat them eyelashes, like on me. When you apply, have you ever used your power for ill, Jay? Have you jumped a queue, gotten a refund?
Do you know what?
Got a little money off something?
If I personally have,
if I did.
do you know what? If I have, because it has happened, but it's happened involuntarily.
I don't believe that.
Honestly, I'm the sort of person, I don't like things being bought for me. I like to have my own. I don't want people to ever be able to use what they've bought for me or the things that I've gained from others, against me. Of course, family and friends, that's different. Birthdays, Christmas, you're welcome. But in terms of gentleman callers, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Gentleman callers?
Yes,
I've never heard of that one.
gentleman callers. That's the nicest way I can put it. That's the nicest way I can put it. But yeah, I've never intentionally used my beauty as a power.
But do you know what?
I'm looking at you right now, Moni.
I don't think, I can't say that I have, and I cannot say that I haven't. I think what it is when I'm dressed a certain way or, I've got makeup on or something, I'm just a little bit more confident. Okay, a lot more confident. And with that confidence, I'm able to, use it to my advantage. That's what it is. So I don't want guys just buying me things because yes, I don't want them, to use it against me. However, if I've got my glasses on one day and I'm going to go for a refund, I'll be thinking to myself, no, Monique, I need to go home, change because I know, got to look the part, and then I'll put some makeup on because I know maybe the manager's a man. Yeah. When they say you've got 28 days, but you've gone on the 30th and you're like, okay, I'm going to have to dress a certain way because I'm going to have to try and get this. I'm going to have to sort it out. So yeah, I'll change my appearance to be more confident, and it may, go in my way.
In my family of 6 siblings, 5 girls, I'm the tall one like my brother.
Yeah.
So the others are all a bit more, feminine, genteel. And there is a particular sister who looks like Rihanna.
Ooh.
Now, we send her
she's the token.
To do the dirty work.
If we had a problem at the car rental agency, if there was a mix-up with the booking, we push her to the front.
Wow.
And we do that because we know, forget me coming in with the receipts and, statutory notice 415 says blah, blah, blah. She goes in, bats her eyelids, Bob's your uncle, problem solved.
Yeah.
And is that something we should be maybe encouraging in our boys? Because I'm talking about like the women now and this kind of control. But if you are raising boys or you had brothers or there were men in your lives, surely we can get them to be better than that.
Definitely.
I think.
Do we want our guys falling at the feet of beauty,
No.
if for nothing else? Then
I think it's a great area because we definitely want men to be respectful and we want them to make a woman feel appreciated and beautiful and all the things that a woman would like to feel.
But if we're dealing with a situation where 2 qualified perhaps applicants, 2 qualified individuals coming for the same gig, 2 people making a complaint, there's 1 room, the ugly girl comes, the pretty girl comes. We know which way it's gonna go.
Yeah.
And that's not cool, surely.
No,
It's not.
it's not.
She,
She's like, it's not. But hey, I'm the pretty one.
No,
so.
no. Do you know what? I wasn't even
Pele for
thinking
you.
that. No.
Sorry.
Do you know what? No, no. I just think sometimes there's a way we like to think things would be, but it's just not. And that's just it.
I was just gonna say that there's some things that is just naturally born with. Like guys, I know we have to like control them on some things, but there's some things they can't actually control themselves on. But
you think that's almost nurture in nature?
Yeah, I
right
think
there.
it's about themselves. So if there are a mix of ladies, beautiful ladies in a room, I think it's about self-control. Yeah, because definitely you meet ladies everywhere. You meet
and the
them
ones
at
who
work.
stand out for you.
Yeah,
are
so you just have to control yourself.
All right.
Seriously.
Men who control themselves.
Yeah,
I'd like to meet some of those guys. All right. We're going to take a very quick break. But when we come back, I'll be asking my panel, do we as a society need to acknowledge and understand how we subconsciously reward beauty and adjust our behavior accordingly? And if so, how do we do that? See you after the break. Welcome back to NONI with me, Amina Taylor, and my guests, Funke Abdulaziz, Jay Lively, and Monique Pink. So the question we were discussing before the break was, is beauty a superpower? And if so, should those who possess it use it responsibly? And I want to ask my panel if it's true that we as a society subconsciously reward beauty. Do we need to call this out and adjust our behavior accordingly? And to give you some context, social psychologists at the University of North Carolina looked through decades of research to see if there really was any advantage to being good looking and discovered a wealth of evidence. It starts at school with beautiful kids judged by teachers as being more competent and more intelligent and subconsciously awarding them higher grades. And as the years pass, so the advantages grow. Good-looking kids who have been rewarded at school become more confident, have more positive beliefs, and are given more opportunities to demonstrate their abilities. And in the workplace, more attractive people tend to earn more money and climb higher on the corporate ladder than people considered less pleasing to the eye. So how much more? Well, researchers discovered there can be between a 10 to 15% difference in earnings between the most and least attractive people. That's adding something like a whopping £150,000 over your lifetime. So you see, it really pays to be good looking. And if all of this is going on, how do we level the playing field for the more plain Janes and the simple Simons amongst us? £150,000 missing out on is no joke. I mean, you know, this is science telling me that my beautiful sons would have a better chance than somebody with the same experience, the same qualifications, just by virtue of being considered cute. Monique, something's wrong with that, surely. Well, says the lady who is £150,000 better off.
Look at he's talking. Do you know what? I'm quite terrible when it comes to this as well, to be honest, because when I used to work in a phone shop, right? If people would come in with issues, I don't want to say not nice looking men, but men I wasn't necessarily attracted to. I'd be like, you know, it was in the past. It's a terrible side to me.
She's confessing now, but
I'd be like,
then.
oh no, sorry sir, you know, you need to call customer services. Technical support can help you with that. But then if it was a nice chocolate man that walked in, you know, excuse me, I've got a problem with my phone. Come over, sir. It's okay. Come and have a seat over here.
They're like, Monique, it's your lunch break. No, that's fine.
No, it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I'll go on lunch in 20 minutes. You know, and I'll help him, you know, and I'll sit him down. So, because he was beautiful to me. So, I'm not.
So
I'm
here
not
is
the person
somebody
to,
using their superpowers, and you're rewarding them for that. Shame on you.
I know.
Shame.
And now everyone's gonna know. Sorry.
Jay, but it starts, as we're seeing very early. The good-looking kids are the ones deemed good-looking. And you know, according to our research here, only around 5% of the global population is kind of acknowledged as being particularly attractive. So you're not dealing with everybody in the class, but it's not just those kids who get the higher grade, but they get the benefit of the doubt in situations. Have you ever been in a moment when two kids or two adults come to you with a dispute? Are you drawn to believing the one that's better looking? Because the criminal justice system say you would be. People who are considered better looking get lighter prison sentences than people who are considered uglier. Anybody remember the hot felon?
Not fraud babe.
See, there's another one. Hot felon, Jeremy Meeks.
Oh,
And now he's a top model.
Yeah.
Oh my God, but he was a very good looking man.
But should we have rewarded essentially a gangbanger who was in prison because his mugshot was hot? And this is what we've come down to, unfortunately.
Well, I think, honestly, beauty is about perception. And what's the saying? One man's trash is another man's treasure. And for me, being a dark-skinned black woman, it's a very different world to if I was a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes.
You think so?
Oh, most definitely.
Tell me about it.
I think that there is a wider spectrum of what beauty is actually perceived as. So if we're looking at, well, I used to be a teaching assistant in nurseries. So you gave me the perfect example of two children, you know, having an argument and how I would possibly diffuse that argument or look at the situation at hand. And for me, I feel like I've noticed anyway that black children they're all put in one box. It's not about immediately. Corner, yes. Immediately. It's not about how beautiful, because I think all children are beautiful. I'm just a sap like that. I think all children are beautiful. I think everyone's beautiful in their own way. But I have seen that black people are just put in one box. And it's of no fault of any other race. It's just how they look at that, our race, being black. It's just the way that it goes. But I think separately, there are, European standards of beauty.
But does that translate? Because I just want to pick up on something you said there about darker kids, kids from African Caribbean backgrounds particularly, being grouped in a separate box. How is it then you still have a beauty hierarchy in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Jamaica? How would you describe that beauty hierarchy, Funke?
I think what we call beauty, like what she said, it's different. What we see as beauty. So black lady or black child, to me, they are beautiful in their own uniqueness. So it could be like their eyes, like, I don't know, there's sometimes, when they look at black, I don't know why they see us as we're just black. It's not about the color of being black. There's something unique about the color. And when you look deeply, we are more than just being a black person.
But let me disagree with you politely here, because I was raised in Jamaica for like nearly 16 years. And we might not have the racism per se, but we have the shadism.
Yeah, yep, most definitely.
And the closer you are to that European quote-unquote ideal is how some people would consider the beauty hierarchy to lie. And if you look at our Miss Jamaicas or Miss Jamaica Worlds or Miss Universe representatives, you could almost, before they even go up on stage, you could go, they're going to give it to that girl, and they're going to give it to that girl. That girl, oh, she's a doctor, they might give her a few pretty points for that, actually. And it's sad but true.
Yeah.
So if we're handing out beauty accolades based on a kind of archaic European-based standard system, that says more than just about the 150,000 that some of these women are going to miss out from over here. It's bigger than that, right, Monique?
Yeah, it is.
Because I just have no idea how we're going to try and undo some of that. Because there are times in this discussion where we kind of joked about pretty privilege, but what if you're from maybe a social strata that you're never gonna get out of that unless there is a really big shift.
And that's why my experience is extremely different, Growing up, I had lighter skinned friends and, my mum being, obviously my mother, I'm having some sort of bias attached to that. You're more pretty than her, but in the eyes of another person, I'm not. Yeah. If me and you were to be standing, for example, in a line of women and, a man was given the option to choose who, I don't know, who you'd buy a drink for, something, you know, trivial, they'd probably pick you.
The skin colour does.
The skin, it does. And my experience has been very, very different. Growing up, I was called names like Blick and, you know, Blackie and, you know, all sorts. No, I'm fine with it now. I love my skin tone. Black is beautiful, and I think in every shade and every hue and every cadence, it's
But
beautiful.
even within that system, you're going to have, you know, women who are considered stunning, whatever their shade.
Yeah.
How do we maybe inform the next generation to maybe use a wider net when they're casting for opportunities, for things to make it possible that I'm not reading out these statistics about, you know, how much more you'll earn, how much more time you'll do in prison, just depending on whether or not somebody's going to find you attractive. How do we change that, Monique?
Do you know what? It's easier said than done. It's all well and saying, you know,
Because I've been guilty of it. Often I make a snap decision like that.
But how do we say we're going to change it?
Yeah.
How do we say that? It's all well and good saying, you know, we can talk to, I don't know, the teachers so that they can, you know, have a certain mentality and treat all children equally, or talk to employers so that they can, you know, treat everyone the same, make sure there's no inequality with, you know, the pay or the wage gap because someone's more beautiful than the other. It's all well and good saying these things, but I don't really see it changing anytime soon.
I don't either.
It's something that's come from way in the past. It's just, it's gone down.
I think our job, being where we are right now, is to, if we have any, you know, children or younger cousins or younger siblings, I think it's just to teach them a different way of looking at beauty.
Yeah, but is that a little bit rich when sometimes you've benefited from being the pretty
But
one
I haven't,
in the crowd?
You know, we want to change, and change has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Even though we know this thing
But
is
does
out to
that mean
stop.
I have to give up something that I've,
Definitely, even
quite
to
frankly,
me,
not
like,
worked
there are
for?
some things that
Yeah.
are actually worth it, and there's some that doesn't worth it. So we have to talk and look beyond what you see. So to me, we know this thing is so hard for us to just stop, but it's a thing that we can start it gradually by. It can start from me by teaching my children that this is how you say things. These are things you should more take seriously. These are things you should look for in people. So, and when they go out and they see different things, they might even come to ask me a question, Mommy, why is this different from what you're telling me? Then I can explain further. But because of what we've seen and what we've experienced, there's some things we can't just go back to redo. But we can correct the future. We can correct the ones that are coming, not to take our own footsteps. I think that's all we can do with
And maybe think
changing
about it a little bit more critically when we're going to make a decision. Like, am I being
But you know
swayed
what?
here?
Do you see that when you said, you know, when you've reaped the benefits of being pretty, you may look at somebody, like I looked at her, the minute I saw her, I said, your complexion is beautiful.
Yeah.
But someone, you can say to me, I'm pretty or whatever, but it depends on what I feel like inside, because I may not feel like that, which, you know, but so, you know, you may think, okay, I've reaped the benefits per se, or I might think the same with you, but you may not feel like that internally. You know.
So it's one of the things we have to work with the children. Apart from telling them how they see people, we have to build them as well.
So it doesn't matter if somebody feels that you're beautiful, because as they say, I might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm somebody's Aki and Sophie.
That's true. That's a nice one.
I'm someone's Aki.
Is that right? All right, guys, that is it from me, Amina Taylor, and my fantastic guests, Funke Abdulaziz, Jay Lively, and Monique Pink. And thank you for joining us, and please don't forget, every episode of NONI, past and present, is online at yangatv.com, so wherever you are in the beautiful world, you can see this show and other great content from Yanga. Join us again soon for more entertaining chat. Until then, goodbye.